Hello and welcome to another episode of Tribunal of the Brave, where we talk about all things Power Rangers, including the actors that play them. My name is Brendan.
My name is Lena.
And my name is Will.
And today we have a pretty nice episode planned out for y'all. I mean, we got some things to talk about. Like, we really do. Now, may not be as exciting as, some Power Rangers universe news, but we do have some new information, apparently, allegedly. Some new rumors. Well, now I'm not saying rumors. Let me say rumors for right now. Some new rumors, some new allegedlys for right now. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the new punk rocker Ranger, Kira. Her figure has been spotted in the wild, so we're going to talk about her too. And we are also going to talk about Dawn Brothers episode 7. But first, before we get started, of course, y'all already know the drill. Y'all know where to find us. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, YouTube, anywhere where you listen to podcasts, we are there. So if you have not subscribed, please do that. It will be so great. Like, we would be so grateful, and we would be so thankful if you did.
Always.
Exactly. We would be so thankful if you did, and also if you tell others, because hey, let's keep this thing growing. So keep it growing, keep it going. So thank you for those of you who have been listening. Thank you for those of you who, this is your first time. Thank you for joining us, and we hope that you stick around. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. So, Kira has been spotted, child. Now, I know certain of us are not feeling Kira and her look, child. Certain of us. Now, of course, it was discovered by Winnie. Let me just go ahead and spell it for y'all, because I can't pronounce this mess. It's WHENAIYY. That account is the one who posted the original pictures on Twitter. And, because apparently Kira is already overseas in Miss Malaysia, honey. But, child, Kira hair is not giving Malaysian, honey. It is not giving Malaysian tresses. It is giving used mop tresses, honey. So let's get into it. Thoughts. What do y'all think?
I think that this is going to give Emma another reason to not want anything to do with her. That thing don't look shit like her.
Nope.
It looks in the face that bad. I genuinely don't look like not in the face.
It doesn't.
It doesn't even resemble her.
No, it does not.
At least with the other ones, where they might not look exactly like them, you could still see it. I thought Ethan, it looked like him.
No, not at all.
He's too dark. He's just too dark.
Yeah.
And then Connor Connor looked nothing like him.
Nothing like him. Now I will say, at least with Kira, it might be a little stretch, but at least with Kira, she does look like just a random white girl. So I don't know. Maybe that's what they were going for, just to kind of, make sure they can at least try to hit the mark. I don't know.
She definitely looks like a random white girl. For sure.
Right. So I don't know. Maybe that's what they were going for. Lena, what you think, girl?
I'm with Will. It doesn't look like her. The hair is whack. She's whack. The whole thing is just
damn.
I remember when you showed me, I thought it was a joke. I was waiting for the punchline. And then nothing came, and I was like, oh, it's not a joke. Oh.
Girl.
That's not good. I don't know who that is, but that ain't Kira. I'm sorry, y'all messed up. Our queen needs better. She needs you to do better. That is just not it. No, I'm sorry.
Listen, the face to me is not that bad. Like, I mean, we've seen worse. Okay, like we've seen worse faces. I mean, i.e. Kimberly.
Okay.
We've seen worse Cat, you know, like Cassie. Well, Cassie just looked like another person who was in the show.
Yeah, she don't even look Asian.
Right, like she looked like Miss Fairweather. We always gonna say Miss Fairweather, like that's the go-to. But at least like Cassie looked like somebody that we already knew. But I mean, this girl don't look like anybody from the show. Honestly, like she just looks like a random white woman. So I'm like, I don't know what. And then now I could listen. I could have easily just went ahead and said, you know what? Granted, Kira looked real basic, but if y'all could have gotten the hair right, I would have been like, okay, cool. I'll rock with it. I'll just go ahead, I'll take that. But child, this hair though, what is this, y'all? Like this, why did y'all do this girl hair like that? It really does look like a wet mop. And Kira hair ain't never looked like that. That's why I'm like, why did y'all do that to her? And then they made mistakes on her actual figure because her figure is missing the black lines.
No.
So
they always make it just like the most smallest issue.
It's like, God damn it. I mean, the figure itself actually could have been like great. Like it could have been like a perfect figure, with the exception of the face. It could have been a perfect figure, but that they missed the black lines. They are missing the lines. So yeah.
She kind of looks like somebody from The Haunting of Hill House. I need to find this for you. Hold on.
Like, I'm telling you, she don't look like Emma Lahana.
No,
unless Emma Lahana was in The Haunting of Hill House.
Like, she really does not. Like, oh no.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, the face was not. It was not appalling to me. It wasn't one of those things where I'm like, oh, I am extremely disappointed and upset. It wasn't that for me, but it was like, it just kind of really, it just gave me like, okay, I guess. Now, for all the Kira lovers out there, I'm wondering what they're thinking. Like, because I know like some of the people we follow and are friends with, like Violet Rangers. I wonder what their opinions are of Kira. Yeah, I'm just wondering what they're thinking. Because me personally, I'm not upset about it, but I don't know. We should actually ask and find out what the people are saying. But regardless, so Kira is in the wild, and more than likely Kira will be popping up very soon. Now, there has been some interest other than the foolishness. Hold on. Oh, child.
It was not Haunting of Hill House. It was Haunting of By Manor, and that's the faceless lady in the lake.
Oh my God! No, color some eyes into her eyes, and that is exactly what this Kira toy face looked like.
Right? Oh, it is horrible. Will, do you see it?
Yeah. Damn, that's accurate. That is so scarily accurate.
Oh my God. I don't know what I was just looking at it more carefully when you guys are talking about it. I'm like, oh, she looks like someone I know. Well, not personally, obviously, but.
Well, I mean, I hope not.
I hope not too, right? That would be scary.
She looks so. I can't get over how plain she looks, and I don't think Emma Lahana is plain.
She honestly deserves better. And that mop head, like, she literally looks like the lady that came out of the lake with her head all wet.
Oh God!
And even then, she has a better like head of hair.
Oh, child! No. No, child.
horrible.
No. I'm just
Oh.
listen, I'm just so disappointed.
Now you
I'm
can't
so
unsee
disappointed.
Now you cannot unsee this.
Ciao. Oh no.
Oh my
I just
God.
keep looking at it and I'm like,
Right?
like it just gets uglier and uglier as I stare at it. Okay. Moving right along, because the more I stare at this, the uglier it's gonna get, and I'm gonna change my mind about how
Right?
Kira looks. So let me let me go ahead and move on.
Oh my
But
God.
speaking of ugly, get into it. Y'all get into it. So the Power Scoop went ahead and reported that the new season that is coming out with Power Rangers, the title is going to be called, allegedly, Cosmic Fury. That is the ugliest name I have heard. Like, what is going? Why? Why?
Okay, I'm sorry, but Brennan, can you think of a new theme song for this? I just make it better. Make it better.
Rangers, Cosmic Fury.
Make it better, Brennan. This is horrible. Is that okay, I'm sorry. Is it a joke though? Is it like legit? It's for real?
So here's the thing, right?
Yet.
We don't know, but according to the Power Scoop, so here's the tea, right? So according to Power Scoop, they found this, so they found this person, they found the actual title of the show. They found it off of someone's resume who is working on the show. So that's how they discovered that the show may be allegedly called Cosmic Fury. Also, they did the same thing with oh Lord, I'm gonna butcher this lady's name. I am so sorry, but Tooele Blakely, the one who played Commander Shaw in Beast Morphers, that's how they found out that she was coming back allegedly for Dino Fury, was because they found it on her I think it was not her IMDb resume, but just her resume in general. They found it on her resume. So apparently this person who was working behind the scenes had it on their resume, and then people found out who she was, because it was a woman, found out who she was, and they, someone actually like screenshotted a picture from her actual like Instagram. They blurred out her name so that no one could, see it. But the woman literally had on there that she was working on Power Rangers. So yeah, like it may be called Cosmic Fury. It is kind of leaning more towards it probably being called Cosmic Fury.
Why?
This is the ugliest name I've heard yet.
Horrible. Like,
interestingly enough, it doesn't bother me that much, but I also don't think that it's going to be named that just because it's too early for us to get that information.
No,
I think.
Is it?
Is it
something that official, like the name?
No, because remember, we've always got names of stuff way early before we even seen any type of suits or anything. We always get names first.
We always, and this is supposed to be like their own, like this is not even an adaptation at all, right? It's their own thing, right?
We don't know.
It might be. Yeah,
we don't know.
Because that Toei thing was never confirmed.
Mm-hmm. It was never confirmed. So it could be another Sentai adaptation. It very well could be. And since we don't have any suits or anything like that, it could be a brand new show that has completely different, that has no tie-ins to Sentai at all, or it could be another adaptation. Which
is this?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Is this oh my goodness, what's her name? Jennifer Klein's show, or is that later?
We don't know, because once again, we don't know if it's, because Jennifer Klein's stuff is in the brand new universe. So we don't know if it's like a brand, like a separate universe, if it's the new stuff, or if it's, what we currently already have, because Jennifer Klein is only working on the Power Rangers universe stuff, the new universe.
All right, and that's supposed to, we believe it's supposed to happen after season 30.
Right. Allegedly.
Yeah.
So
we just don't know anything.
We don't know what this show's supposed to be. We don't know what universe it is. We have no idea. All we know is this Cosmic Fury mess is maybe coming soon. And, I'm actually very disappointed, because I thought Dino Fury was not that creative, but this is just, y'all just were like, you know what, Fury kind of stuck, so let's just keep Fury and just add another adjective in front of it. Like, it's just, why? Now the people, of course, are thinking that it's another Sentai adaptation. So the ones that they are thinking about is either Q Ranger, which was the team that was like the space team that had like 12 plus members, or Kira Major, which is the one with the crystals, who had the little crystal suits and stuff. So they're thinking that, it could be either one of those teams that they're adapting next. Thoughts? What do you think? Do you think it's now? First of all, this is going to be a two-part question. Do you think it is another Sentai adaptation? And if you do think it is, do you think it's either Q Ranger, or do you think it's Kira Major?
I don't know. And honestly, if it is space related, they don't have to do Q Ranger, especially if they have mostly non-Sentai footage. They don't have to, but it's hard to say. I actually have no idea, because the Q Ranger thing, it was always so appealing because it's space based, but as we've seen before, they don't always adapt it well. So and then the Kira Major ones, those suits are nice looking.
The Kira Major suits are beautiful.
I mean, it could, like, I'd take either or. I always did lean towards Q Ranger just because of the space theme and hoping. Like, I had so many ideas on what they could do with that because it's space themed, and there's so many planets in the Power Rangers universe that we know of that we haven't even visited yet. But I don't know. What about you?
Me or Lena?
Oh, either one.
Oh, okay. I was like, when you said, I was like, which one? No. Go ahead, Lena.
Oh no, I agree with you, Brennan. I was like, when he said, "What about you?" I was like, which one of us?
But yeah, I mean, personally, it's one of those things where I'm just like, I personally would love to see Q Ranger as well. Only because Q Ranger would work, in my opinion, as well. I do believe that it will work. And also too, since it is season 30, it would make sense to bring in like it would make sense to bring in a to be able to do that, because literally they could go from dimension to dimension, go to different planets, all that stuff. And you could literally dive in and see different Rangers from past seasons. And they could definitely use that as a way of an anniversary special. So it could work in that vein. Because let's just be very clear. David Yost's character is still living it up on Aquitar somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And that might be a very clever way to bring his character in. So there's that. There's other ways that they could also bring in other, space type rangers or introduce other concepts like that. They can jump from, like I said, different dimensions, because of course we already know the Dino Charge dimension is a separate dimension. The RPM dimension is a separate dimension. So there's so many things that they could do with this. So yeah, I would probably say Q Ranger would probably be their best bet. In terms of, kind of doing this kind of sort of thing. My only thing though is if we're looking at what we already knew in terms of casting, this thing is only going to be, if this is the same thing, it's only going to be like 6 to 8 weeks, whatever that is. That's what it's going to be. So this Cosmic Fury thing may be very short. It may be a very short show. So, I don't know. I mean, and if it is, if Cosmic Fury is a separate entity by itself, and they decide to do their own suits, what if, and, follow me, y'all, follow me. What if they actually tried to make their own brand new suits, and it's like a test run?
That'd be interesting.
Just to kind of be like, okay, y'all, do y'all like these? Do y'all like these designs?
That would be really interesting, and it would be like a way to, like, if they wanted to pay homage to multiple seasons or the original season, it would be a way to get around that.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. But overall, though, I certainly would love to see Q Ranger be adapted. Now, I still love Kira Major though, and I'm still on my my kick for making those crystals the Zeo crystals. I'm still on it. I'm still on it. Make it the Zeo crystals, man. Make it the Zeo crystals. But it is what it is. They may not. They may just go ahead and bypass all of that. Probably because people done tagged Simon Bennett in that shit, and now they can't use it. So, dummies. But anyway, Lena, you got anything to add?
I think the only thing I think I would probably say for me is I'm hoping that it won't be an adaptation, that they do their own thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think it? So you hope that they just do their own thing completely?
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for, because I feel like this whole time since Hasbro has owned it, it's been like, how long has Hasbro owned Power Rangers now?
What, like 3 years? Well, we're in our 4th year.
Going on 4.
Yeah, going on 4 years.
Like, I feel like ever since they owned it, they've always been like hinting at their own career path, like their own path, their own destiny, their own like journey, and all this, like this whole thing. And then obviously with the recent news of like a whole new universe and like whole new, writers and all of this and the ending of this and that. So I'm really looking forward to hope that it is its own thing and it's not adapting from anything, and that maybe hopefully if the title does stick, it all makes sense to why it's called what it's called. Maybe it won't be a space thing. Maybe it'll be like a whole galaxy thing. Like, who knows? Or whatever it might be, right? Or maybe it has nothing to do cosmic at all. Like, maybe far from it. It just happens to be a cool title that's stuck maybe in their minds. Like, I'm not sure how I feel, but the whole Fury part or the whole cosmic part, Well, at least it's better than any forces. So I guess it's not cosmic force.
Girl, I'm sorry. I would have liked Cosmic Force, to be honest with you. To be truthfully honest.
If it was that, then they would have to be like an actual force, like I'm assuming like cops or something.
That's what I
not at all,
but not necessary either. They go
or an army.
We never had an army situation. What if they're like from the army?
And plus, like all of our force teams have always been just a regular team. Like we had our Time Force, Wild Force, Mystic Force.
Well, Time Force was not a regular team; they were cops.
They were cops, but the rest of them, they were the only ones.
There's too many damn seasons. I'm forgetting what's what. Okay,
right? I'm telling you.
Yeah,
and they keep using these things over and over again. I hate that.
And then obviously in the future, watch. Like, give us another 3-4 years. We'll be like, calling it Ninja Storm when it's really Ninja Steel, and then and then calling it, I don't even know, like whatever.
Dino Fury.
Yeah, Dino Fury,
Dino Thunder,
Dino
Thunder. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Then we're gonna get mixed up. Well, we done really well. We have not messed up the forces yet.
Well, I just forgot that we had that many forces.
we had a shit ton of forces already, and I'm like, if they were to go ahead and give us Cosmic Force, I wouldn't be mad. Like, I honestly, I wouldn't be mad.
I feel like they should just give a brand new title altogether, like like SPC, like what's another one that I can't think of right now because my brain is fried from all the forces and furies we got.
I mean, like, even with like now this season wasn't on our first, but like Operation Overdrive, that's a bomb ass name. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you.
That is a bomb ass name. Like, yeah, Operation Overdrive is really good. What's another?
That's a good name.
Like, even like Power Zeo was a good name. Turbo was a great name.
RPM.
Yeah, like I just feel like without having the extra like ness to it or fury or whatever, it's not necessary. Like, come up with something more original.
Yeah, again, like be creative.
Right. Like, and again, they keep, pushing this whole like we are gonna make our own path in the universe of Power Rangers. But I don't feel like you are. I feel like you're just piggybacking off of the other forces and furies and dinos and ninjas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, if there is another season, like if they do continue to keep adapting Sentai and Sentai come out with another ninja series, they are going to call it Ninja Fury. If they were to do it would turn into Ninja Fury. Because I'm just like, y'all, it just kind of seemed like y'all are just kind of being lazy with these names, child. Now, I will say, this is their second time. This is not their second time, but this is technically their second, because the first one was Saban and them. It was Saban and Hasbro with Beast Morphers. That was the first one. So it really wasn't Hasbro owned completely. So I will give them, kind of I'll let y'all slide on that. Then it was Dino Fury. That was their first official season. And now we got Cosmic Fury. So I'm like, is the Fury theme supposed to be, a thing? Right. Is this supposed to be a thing? Or is this just...
I think the reason why I'm having higher expectations, even if it's just the name, is because it's Hasbro. Like, they are so known for so many great projects that, like, you think that they would have a better, like a better title or better,
absolutely, yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. I guess we're aiming high for you, Hasbro. We're looking for you to succeed, and so far, not that you let us down, but you haven't really raised the expectation bar.
I agree. Like with the names, yeah, in that case, yeah, for sure with the names, because I'm like, this name is just, it's so generic. Like this is like real word art generic. Like it is that kind of generic. Because it's just like, I just don't see this being anything that is like, oh my God, like this is so creative. Oh my God, like this is not it. Like, I don't know what the devil they were thinking about with Cosmic Fury, but this is not the team, like at all. And just going back in general, what you were saying with names, like, you can tell Power Rangers has always kind of tried to be somewhat creative with their names, especially in the very beginning, with the exception of In Space. But, for the most part, they were pretty creative with their names because, I mean, let's be honest, Zeo, that's not even a word. You know what I'm saying? That's not even a word. And they managed to make a whole team based off a word they made up. That's one. Turbo is that's Turbo. But still, it was still pretty cool though, because it's like you had that cool theme song and it was lit. And they really didn't have many seasons that they just felt like they dropped the ball in terms of names. So that's why I'm just kind of I kind of feel like Hasbro is starting off on the wrong foot with these names, child. Because I'm like, ugh. And then let's also be very clear with the new project that they're talking about. Before Jonathan Entwistle deleted it off of his his Twitter header. It was like the Power Rangers. Really? That's the best y'all could come up with? What is this? What is this, honey? I don't know, y'all. These names, I'm I don't know. These names ain't giving. They're not hitting the way they're supposed to hit to me. I don't know. Now, I'm hoping that the actual product is better than the names, but these names, child. Ooh, child, these names are terrible. I'm like, ooh. But yeah, so that's Cosmic Fury for you. Now I have been seeing people, talking about it, and so far it's not really generating the kind of buzz that I thought that it would. Many people just kind of seem like it was like, okay, whatever. I didn't really see many people talk about it like that, because I was expecting it to be breaking news kind of a thing. Did it feel like that for y'all, or did it just kind of feel like, okay?
Honestly,
Not really.
it did not feel like anything. I genuinely thought the whole thing was a joke when you sent it to me.
Nah, it was just
everybody felt like that.
Yeah, it was just something that was floating around.
Yeah,
Nobody was really making a big deal out of it.
Like a parody thing, not a real thing. Like one of those fan-made shows or kind of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously when no one said anything and then more people started floating more information around, I'm like, wait a second, this is for reals? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's I'm just waiting on, honestly, I really am just waiting on them to really clarify. And I think that's also what a lot of people are waiting on. I think people are just waiting to see, okay, is this going to be in the same universe, or is it going to be, the new universe? Where is this thing supposed to coincide? And is this supposed to be the link into the new universe? Kind of a thing. There's so many questions that I feel like more than likely, I feel like you guys are right, where it's just probably people are just hanging out trying to be okay, I'm not going to jump too far into this yet. I just want to kind of see what is given first. Because as of right now, it's not really giving much of anything. This name is just, This name is just okay. Okay, girl. I guess. So we shall see. We shall see what it's gonna give. We shall see what this new season is gonna give. But regardless, you know, we just gonna go ahead and keep pushing right on along, right? Now, and sidebar, real fast. So I have been for some odd reason between yesterday and today. So real quick, before we even got started talking or anything like that, we were, sharing, some stuff about what has been going on during our week and, stuff like that, right? Oh yeah, by the way, happy Pride, because this is Pride Sunday. Last Sunday of the month. Woo!
Damn, this month went by fast.
It went by super fast. And so much shit happened too, child. People losing rights and everything. It's terrible.
Oh,
but
God,
terrible. This has been a terrible month. But I was literally sitting here, like, because I did a whole bunch of cleaning, like deep cleaning this weekend. And washing clothes and all this stuff, just trying to get myself together. And I don't know what happened, but I literally got stuck on like a Power Rangers turbo phase. Y'all don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. But I literally just got stuck on a turbo phase. And I started watching, because I started out with the movie. And then I went from the movie and I started watching the TV show. And I'm like, I'm picking up stuff and I'm like, I didn't notice that from before. Or, oh, this is interesting. And like, I was very, like, legit, like, I was very, like, not that I found a new love for it, but I found myself enjoying it a lot more than I did before. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Have y'all ever had that feeling of just like going back and watching an old season and just being like, you know what? I actually think I like this a lot more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was
like, that happened.
Weird.
That happened with Lightspeed for me.
Don't say that around Lena. That's probably still triggering for her watching Lightspeed over and over.
I may revisit. We'll see. We'll see. Because I am grown now, so we'll see. It's been a few decades. Maybe we shall see.
We shall see. We shall see.
But
no, like, yeah.
I know exactly what you mean, especially like now that YouTube has like the whole like live streaming thing. Mm-hmm. I think a few weeks back, I was doing Ninja Storm.
Those ninjas.
Storm. Want to clarify that. Definitely not sitting there watching Ninja Steel. Ninja Storm. And I just realized how funny these jokes were and how classic they were, like just everything about it. I just loved it. I was like, wow, I always loved the season, but I love the season more now that I'm older and I'm rewatching and I'm getting the jokes more, and it's just, I'm with you there.
No, and like the smooth part about it, honestly, was that like I can kind of see where you were coming from, Will, with your liking of the original team versus, the newer team. Because originally I was like, I'm all team, and I'm still kind of team 2. But I was watching it and I'm like, yo, I really kind of fuck with the original team. Like, I felt bad because obviously we all know what happens to them. Obviously, we know what happens. But I was really sitting there like, really, I was enjoying those stupid detonator plots. The only one that I did not like legit, like I just did not like. I thought that was just fucking just stupid as hell. Okay, so the only one that I really thought that was just dumb as hell was that detonator plot with old girl. What was her name? Lieutenant Stone's niece. I want to call her Cindy so bad, and that is not her name. Oh Lord, what was that child name? Jenny. There we go. That detonator plot was so stupid. I'm like, what is this? Like, really? Y'all made a fake tape recorder detonator? Like, I was like, this is dumb. This one is stupid.
They were convoluted.
They were very convoluted.
Plots, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it was just like, and I mean, some of them worked. Some of them did kind of work. And then some of them were like, okay, this is dumb. Like, this is really stupid. But that one really got under my skin. Now, the episode as a whole, I thoroughly enjoyed because Kat laid her out in the nicest way.
That was my favorite part.
She was like, I'm not even sure if I even want to be your friend, girl. I'm like, yes, Kat, you better go off. Go off, sis. Because Jenny tried to read her talking about something, you don't know what it's like. And blah, 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 blah. I'm like, now, Jenny, girl, don't try to put your mess on somebody else. Now, that ain't their fault that your mama don't want you. That ain't their fault.
Oh, damn.
That ain't their fault, girl. You can be mad, but don't take it out on other people. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's not the world's fault. You keep that between you and, your people. But don't do that to other people, especially when they try to be nice to you. But I mean, I understood both sides because, like, obviously as an adult, like, you get both sides of it. But also, it's like the accountability aspect. It's like, it's not everybody else's fault. And you're making it everybody else's fault because of your attitude. So it's like you're involving everybody else in your mess. And it's like, I could kind of understand it. And I'm like, I really love that storyline because it's like, it really was on some adult shit. Like, and that's one thing I really did love about the first Turbo team was that a lot of the stuff that they went through was grown-up stuff. Like, it wasn't that, that childish little, oh, somebody's talking bad about me type bullshit anymore. Like, they were actually dealing with, like, real world adult stuff. And I was like, okay, I can deal with this. Like, Kat and her almost having an eating disorder. Like, it was a lot. Like, it was a lot of, like, adult themed kind of situations. And I was like, I like this. I like this for Turbo. And then we get second half and you got Rangers getting baked in the pizzas. So it's just like, okay. So I like the kind of duality of Turbo, but at the same time, like, the back of my mind was still sitting there like, while I'm starting to enjoy this duality, it's still night and day. Like, you could tell the writers had no idea what the fuck they were doing. Like, you can tell. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that because I was like, oh my God, like, I can't believe I'm actually sitting here enjoying Turbo. Anybody else have a little enlightening moment that they want to, throw out there before we move on?
I got one of my old coworkers. We're still friends to this day, but I got him into Power Rangers when I told him that I had gone back and just re-immersed myself in it, and he had started watching most of the seasons in full, and when he got to Lightspeed, I remember I had watched it again in like 2012. I think after I went to Morphicon, I watched it. I was gearing up for Samurai, and I had no idea what I was gearing up for.
I don't think anybody did.
But when I was watching it then, it's like, all right, I don't need to see this again. And then when he started watching it a few years later, I was like, oh, you really like this, huh? And then it rewatching it again, it just I just looked at it differently, and now I actually enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, there were
I think it
plenty
was
of
pretty
aspects
solid.
in there. Yeah, it was a solid season. Now the characters, I feel like they were just. I feel like the characters themselves of Lightspeed, and maybe you can probably, probably go further with this because I've not seen it as of recent. But I feel like when I rewatched Lightspeed, I noticed that things were happening around them. But as far as characterization and developing them, they really didn't have much meat to chew on. It was just kind of them just, doing their work, now being government employees and just, fighting these demons, and that's it. We didn't really get to learn that much about them. And I think that was kind of
unfortunately.
It was very unfortunate. And I think it also hurt us really trying to get to know the team in a way.
Yeah, I would say the only ones that really had some to sink their teeth into were obviously the Red Ranger and Carter, and the best actor on the show, Joel, the Green Ranger. And he had the plot with Miss Fairweather, which was uncomfortable, but that guy was such a charismatic actor. I wonder if that is what helped him get the focus that he got. But
just being charismatic.
Yeah,
probably.
Like, he's a good actor, and I like Kelsey. Her bubbliness just is adorable. I really like that, and I loved her and Chad's brother-sister relationship. They're like best friends. I love that. Chad, oh my God, was horribly underdeveloped.
Oh yeah.
And poor Dana, that poor thing. She ain't getting none.
She really did. And then the one focus episode that she did get, it had nothing to do with what her character was. Because the whole time, like, her character was this, real by the book, real strict, goal-oriented nurse who became a ranger. And all of a sudden now this random comedy episode with her trying to be a model, it's just like, I would never believe Dana would do anything like that. Like, that's not her character at all. Like, not even in the slightest. So I'm just like, yeah, no, y'all can miss me with that one. But yeah, even with the rest of the cast, I mean, all of them are robbed. And you would have thought Dana would have gotten a lot more with her relationship with Ryan.
And Ryan, I like Ryan. At least she got the typical Red Ranger versus the Evil Six slot. She got to do that. That was pretty cool. That was a really cool fight scene.
Oh, that fight scene with just her and Ryan, one of the best choreographed fight scenes, top notch in the franchise. Like, that fight scene, oh my God. And there were no ropes. No ropes. Just pure, just acrobatics and stunts. I'm like, that is a fight scene. That is real. That is a fight scene. If Power Rangers ever got back to that, this show would be fire.
Yeah, and like you said, there was just so much to do with her and Ryan. Ryan, and her father. Like, that could have been. There was so much there.
Yeah. And I mean, they really could, honestly, to be honest about it, like, there are so many characters that I really do feel like if it wasn't for this status quo, unspoken thing where it's like Red has to be the most important, or, foolishness like that, I do feel like there have been certain characters in certain seasons that the show should have revolved around because their character had so much impact, or could have had so much impact, where the show could have honestly been their show. It could have been their season. Dana is one of them. Dana really, if they wrote it right, Dana could have been the focus of Lightspeed. Like we could have been watching Lightspeed from Dana's eyes, honestly, because she's the one who recruited the Rangers to begin with. You know, so we could have been like, we honestly could have been watching Lightspeed from her eyes, but you know, Dana didn't get anything to do at all whatsoever. Same thing I say about Zio. To be honest, Zio could have been Tanya's story. She's a brand new Ranger. No, listen, but yes,
I agree,
but
of course.
Also, but well, see, shut up. But no, like, but no, I say that because she was a brand new Ranger. And also like the whole thing with her trying to find her parents, but also trying to fit into this new world. She's trying to fit into a brand new world that she's not accustomed to. You know, trying to learn brand new things, trying to learn how to be a Ranger. You know, all these things are all brand new to her. And I just feel like that story could have easily been told from her eyes, easily. Like they really could have made her the focus and, you know, had the highlight, the main thing be, you know, the result of her finding the Zeo crystal or becoming a Zeo Ranger with the yellow Zeo crystal and her finding her parents. Like that could have been like the main cherry on top for her character. To be honest, it could have been told from her. You know, and there were just plenty of seasons that I feel like the other characters there could have been the focus. Like they could have had their stories told because their storylines had such impact. You know, but it's like, of course, you're always going to have Red or, you know, somebody like that taking over and being the main focus, even when Red isn't even all that important. Because there's been plenty of times that Red did not have, it was not given. Case in point, Lightspeed Rescue. Carter, we love Carter because Carter, we know him as shoot 'em up Carter. Shoot first, ask questions later. You know what I'm saying? We love that about Carter. But Carter should not have gotten what he got. Like there was nothing interesting about Carter. Like let's just be honest. Like there was nothing all that interesting about him other than he was a great marksman. That's really about it. That's all. You know, so it's just like Carter got all this stuff to do. And I feel like that's what really hurt the story. It's just like y'all put all y'all eggs on this boring character. Still love him, but he was definitely boring. You know, so it's just like, I guess. You know, so yeah. And I mean, the way that they just did, and I'm real quick, but I'm still mad with SPD because they really could have made like the dual relationship of Jack and Z a thing, but they decided to focus on Jack. And poor Z got all the
Z. Yeah, I really liked her, and she didn't get much of anything after her introduction.
She had that 1-2-parter, Sam, and that was all we got of Z.
Oh shit! I didn't even remember that she was featured in that. Wow.
Yeah, and the gag is it was all about that little boy. So technically, she shared it with somebody who wasn't even a Ranger at the time because Sam became Omega Ranger. But like, she shared it with somebody else. It wasn't really about her. So you know, it's like, damn, like y'all just completely threw poor Monica, you know, off to the ether and just mainly focused on Jack, which is like, that's kind of messed up. That's messed up how y'all did her. But there's a whole lot of messed up foolishness going on. Just in terms of just in general, and we're going to talk about some more messed up stuff. So we're going to talk about episode 7 of Dawn Brothers, right? So I know we haven't talked about Dawn Brothers in a hot ass minute. I know. But we had other stuff that we had to talk about, right? We had other stuff we had to talk about. So we're just gonna go ahead and get right into it, okay? So this episode of Dawn Brothers is called Group of Teachers. And I'm going to be reading the synopsis of the episode. It comes from Ranger Wiki. It's probably going to have some errors, so bear with me. Senshi and Taro visit Hartika's high school as teachers for a special class that teaches the lives of various people. While the students are asked questions, Taro decides to play against the judo club and shogi club that he had challenged. Okay, that didn't make sense to me. Haruka asks why Taro attacks his teammates who's supposed to accompany him in battle. Meanwhile, Chikuki appears and absorbs people who did not follow the rules. Tsubasa fights Chikuki, but it became transparent and disappeared. So off the gate thoughts, like, what did y'all think about this episode?
Oh my gosh. How do I say this? At one point, I thought I already seen this episode, but then when I rewatched it again, I wasn't so sure. Now I'm just flat outright confused because this is just all I need to say is that Blue Ranger with his haikus, he needs to sit the fudge down. Imagining eating food? Are you kidding me? Oh no. And I love the Yellow Ranger's reaction to every bit of it. Like, her reaction was literally my reaction. It went from being embarrassed because she knew him to flat out like, what the heck is literally happening right now?
No, seriously. Like, she was annoyed.
She was like, what the shit? And of course, when Momotaro showed up, she's like, of course you would be here. Of course. Like, why am I not surprised you're here? Like, what the shit? And then, of course, his reaction when she asked him why you attacked us, he was like, yeah, that sounds like something he would say.
Right.
I really can't stand him, Momotaro. He gets on my damn nerves.
Damn.
Oh my goodness, these names, it is hard to remember. By color. He's blue. He's Kiji? No,
no, that's Shinchi.
Shinchi. Shinchi. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
Shinichi.
Yeah, I was totally behind him when he was calling out Red for being an asshole and being arrogant. Because I just don't like that. I really don't. It's not fun to watch. And then him just so wildly attacking them after each battle, including after this one, laughing and it's like, it's really just like wild because he's like unhinged when he does it. And he's talking about it's to teach them a lesson. What the hell? Something's wrong with you, dude. Like, what are you doing?
Okay. You know how the Blue Ranger was all like, oh, it's your arrogancy, but I'm like, yeah, but what about you? You go around literally telling people you're not paying for food. You go around literally being like, I don't work a single day in my life. Like, I don't need to. You know, like, I'm sorry, but what are you doing that's any different from what he's doing? The only difference is like he's upfront about it. He's not giving you so haikus about like this and that in life and avoiding the goddamn question.
He totally avoided the question.
Like, and I love how she called them out for that. She was like, wow, he totally avoided that question. You know, like, I feel like there's different levels of arrogancy and he has it too. Because how do you feel so entitled that you don't need to work a day in your life and actually expect people to give you stuff? Expect people to like give you their hard-earned money that they earn to make, to buy the food or to buy the the lights, like from the previous episodes, you know, like the place he's living at. Like, how do you expect people to pay for this for you? Because you don't feel like you need to work. Instead, you go around giving people some haikus. I'm sorry, haikus do not pay the goddamn rent or the hydro or put food on your table, like, or clothes on your back, for that matter.
How the hell does he make, like, if he's not working, how does he get everything that he has? Like, he has a place to stay, he's fed, he has clothes. That's so...
But see, that's my point, you know, like the only thing I could think of is that like he kind of bullies his way into it, because when he says things, it's so firm that people just don't fight it. Like, remember when he showed up at the coffee shop and he flat out told the Yellow Ranger he was not going to pay for the coffee?
Right.
Like, what was she going to say? Like, well, don't finish it, just leave. Like, what is she going to do? Like, you legally, technically can't touch him. So it's just sort of, you know, so I feel like that's very arrogant in his own right, where you know that, like, what are they going to do? Like, hit you? Kick you out? You've already consumed the product, you know? So it's just sort of very arrogant in his own rights, you know? Like, he thinks the Red Ranger's arrogant. Like, he's freaking arrogant.
Yeah. No, like, and I agree 100% with you, Lena. Like, and remember, there was also the other scene where he was like, the reason why here's the thing. I agree that he also, not just that he, you know, bullies his way of just being like, I'm not paying for shit, but also like he also gets his money by just like people give him things because of the quote unquote knowledge that he has.
Right.
So it's like, oh, well, you know, if you can you please help me with this issue, or can you please tell me how to fix this? And apparently he's extremely knowledgeable with stuff. So they, you know, they just come to him with food and, you know, whatever, just to kind of be like, all right, you know, I'll pay you with this in food, like, or I'll pay you for this in whatever.
You know what?
Just help me.
You know what I think it is too? I don't think that he's knowledgeable. I think he says a bunch of haikus that people get so confused and they seem to sit right with them. It's kind of like, now, by no means am I like attacking anybody, right? But I know, anyways, when I watch YouTube and I watch people sharing their life online, like this one girl I follow, she's like, you know, there's this verse in the Bible, and she'll read it and she'll say stuff like, it really touched my soul today because of X, Y, and Z. So what if he just happens to say the right haiku at the right moment to the right people? I don't. Like,
I see what you're saying.
You know, so it's just like, but it's kind of what people wanted to hear. You know, it's not necessarily true that it applies. You know, it could be something simple like as opening one of those goddamn fortune cookies where it goes, your day will get better, or, you know, like something along those lines, and you just happen to have a bad day. And you're like, you know what? Maybe this fortune cookie's right. My days will get better. But
right.
It is going to get better. You know, there's only so many downs you're going to have before you're going to have really good ones, right? Like, that is just the truth, you know? And so I just feel like it could be like I feel like he's a fortune cookie that just says the right thing in the right moment.
Damn, not you call him a fortune cookie. But but no, I agree. I most certainly agree. I feel like that too. I do think that, like, it's just he knows the right things to say, instead of like, oh, it's not that he's smart or anything. He just knows what to say. You know, he's just extremely knowledgeable and just knows exactly what to say and how to say it. So, yeah, I mean, I agree. And, you know, both of them, I feel like the reason why both of them don't really care for each other like that is literally because, you know, he really, like, they're both alike. That's why it's like they want to, you know, square up with each other with that stupid match, which I was like, this is so awkward to look at. Because I'm sorry, watching Shinichi with his shirt off, I'm like, oh, child, eat a meal. And I'm like, I know this is bad to say. Because I'm like, I don't want to, you know, sound like I'm body shaming. But I'm like, oh, child, you so skinny. Like, oh, God. But it was just so awkward to look at. I'm like, this is weird. Like, did anybody else feel weird looking at that scene? Because I was like, I don't know what I'm looking at.
It was very, very weird.
I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. Like, what is this?
Girl, you and me both. That's why I was questioning what I was really watching at some point.
Mm-hmm. That was an interesting scene for sure, and it that testosterone thing of guys having a show like who's better. I wonder how these two are going to, and if these two are going to come to a common place at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, I don't care. I'm on Shinichi's side because I can't stand Taro.
Momotaro,
yeah.
Momotaro.
I can't stand his ass. He get on my goddamn nerves.
I honestly prefer him a lot more. And here's why. He might be arrogant, but he backs up his arrogancy. He's able to say, like, I'm good at this and actually be good at it, And like
he's good at everything. He's a male Mary Sue. He's literally good at everything. He's just not like the nice.
He just doesn't go around bragging about it, other than when he morphs and he's all like, I'm just gonna hit everybody.
Right.
That laugh is the laugh for me. I just can't.
No, that laugh is hilarious. Like that, and that's the one thing that keeps me actually liking his character is the fact that his laugh is just so damn funny. And I love the part where Sonoi, the blue guy, was looking at the brown guy because he came in there laughing and he was like, "Please fix your laugh." I was just like, "Yes, because your laugh is fucking terrible. Please fix this."
It was hilarious. I was like, when he said that, I'm like, rude. I would have been like, well, what if I just want to laugh like that? What's it to you?
Like he just came over there like, I was like, "Oh, child, like please fix that." Like you still need to work on that. Like that laugh is terrible. But like I don't like what. There was some things about this episode. It was that whole classroom bit that I was just like, this is weird. But what also made me kind of like feel a little awkward in general is I'm like, now I'm sitting here like maybe this is just me, but so the teacher got hay fever. Allegedly. And he's sitting here sneezing and doing all this foolishness. And I'm like, why would you still show up to school? Like, I'm pretty sure Muggs are like feeling mad uncomfortable. Well, I mean, let me take that back. He wasn't at school. Like, he wasn't there because he took leave because he has hay fever. But I'm just like, you still popping up and being around people with all that sneezing and carrying on. I'm like, go somewhere. Like it's just every time he sneezed, it just made me just go, like it annoyed me. And I'm just like, go rest, go sit down somewhere. You sitting here doing all this foolishness and talking about some, follow the rules and all this foolishness. And I'm like, you need to be taking a break. Why aren't you taking a nap? Like, what is going on? So I thought, like, it was just that part of the episode, just that character in general. I'm like he wasn't annoying. Like, the principal was more so annoying more than anything else. Like, I mean, it wasn't like a bad character. To me, the whole episode just screamed, like Lena been saying for the past couple of times that we reviewed Don Brothers. It just felt very filler. It was another filler episode.
You took the word out of my mouth. I was gonna say that next.
Yeah, like it really was. It was another filler episode. It was just okay, I guess.
What are we doing here?
Right, like it's just like, all right, cool.
Yeah, it was. This principal is weird, and obviously it. The being taken over by the monster. it enhances, his I don't know words right now. He's really strict, so it enhances the strictness to like horrible degree. So like that was making me feel weird about it almost reminded me of that Ninja Steel episode with the
with the school
security
officer.
guard. Yeah.
Child,
The way
that
that he was
foolishness.
the way that he was so crazy about the rules to the point where he's actually physically attacking the students. And then when he put them into the Rangers, into that alternate dimension where they're all morphed in desks, and every time they break a rule, he just like beats the crap out of them. That was weird. It was just a really strange episode. It was all together.
It was very strange. It was a very strange episode. It wasn't hitting for me. It just wasn't hitting. I was like, this is weird. This is a very weird episode. And I honestly thought originally that the monster's powers were based off of Mega Ranger, because Mega Ranger was a high school series, which is the version for In Space. But it wasn't. It was based off of Five Man, which is a season that we haven't gotten in America. They only used their powers, I think, once on Super Mega Force. Mm-hmm. So like they're one of those Blitz new powers apparently, but yeah, like that's the only time that and in the comics, because I believe we did see Five Man in the comics too, but yeah, other than that, I mean, yeah, like they didn't really do anything in the comics like that. So not in the comics. We'd never seen them on Power Rangers before. So I thought that was very interesting that they decided to use Five Man for this monster. So I was like, okay, I guess. But other than that, I was like, this episode is pretty basic. Like it didn't really do nothing for me. It really didn't. It didn't do nothing. I was like, oh, cool. I guess.
I was, honestly, like, because it was another filler episode, I genuinely thought I'd seen this episode before. But then the fact I can't remember a single thing, I was just like, wait a second. No, I've definitely not seen this episode before. This is a horrible episode. It's
damn.
I'm just like, let's get you the tea now. You've given us so many fillers. Some of the fillers were great. Some of the fillers were like, you know what? We can live with this. But this one was just not it. And even the monster wasn't even that great. Mm-hmm. And yes, I do like the fact that they didn't jump into another Megazord scene.
They did.
They did? Did I miss that? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I did.
You probably missed that.
Oh, I was watching it. I totally blanked out. Oh my God.
There was another Megazord scene.
That is horrible. Okay, yeah. Never mind. I was going to say less. Okay.
No, they definitely had a Megazord scene in there, and it was. Now, I know you stand for the Megazord scenes. What did you think of it? Did you like this one, or was it?
I mean, these ones are a little bit more creative than ones we've gotten in recent years. I like the whole. Do we have a name for what this world is? Because I always call it the digital world, and this isn't Digimon.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't really.
I call it digital world too, so you're good.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I
not you yawning.
Right. Run that back, please. I mean, I wasn't gonna say nothing the first time because he yawned before, but like at least it fit. This one ain't fit at all. Like,
well, I'm talking about a Megazord battle. So.
Yeah. I'm like, what the hell is that?
I will say the only thing that I remember really, honestly, the only thing I remember is the kick with the gun on the leg. That's the finisher. That's all I remember.
Wow.
I feel like they've had oh my god, remember the one with the train? I like that one better. That was the best one, I think.
Okay.
But like this one, like it wasn't. I don't know. It's
No,
whatever.
it wasn't. You can say it. You can say it was not
It
given
was
because
not given.
it was not given. Like that whole fight was just like, child. Because I've seen this episode a long time ago, but even when I did see it the first time, I was like, skip. Like it was so boring. I'm like, oh, child, this is a boring ass fight. Like this shit is boring. Like I guess, but child. I feel like we pretty much
We tore this apart.
right. Like we're not really feeling this episode. I don't really think there's much to discuss.
No, absolutely not.
Like, I feel like we should just go ahead and rate it and get it over with. Like, what is it giving? What do y'all rate this?
1.5. Thanks.
Damn.
I'll give it a 2 because there were little things that I like for the individual characters, and I I love something I think is really cool is just seeing a ranger out and witnessing chaos, and then like a quick instamorph, and then I loved the little fight between Black Ranger Tsubasa.
Mm-hmm.
And him shooting up the principal monster. Then when the principal monster runs away or teleports away, he ran after him and then demorphed, and it just looked so seamless. I love that, and I love the action, but that was about it.
I'm not gonna hold you. I am getting more and more used to the CGI Rangers. Now, that is one thing that I will say that I am slowly starting to be okay with. Like, the CGI Rangers don't bother me that badly anymore. Because like they used to just really irk my nerves, especially at the very beginning with like whenever the Pink Ranger would like, move his arms in the air and like his shoulder pad would be like by his ear and one shoulder pad would be like on the ground. I'm like, this shit looks terrible.
I think Pink still looks awkward. I do. He moves very awkwardly.
I mean, to me, both of them do. Both Inu brother and Kiji brother. Like, I feel like both of them still move pretty awkward. Especially Kiji brother. Like, that one is just like, ooh, child. Like, I'm like, please just don't ever move. Like, I don't ever want to see you move that much. But like slowly but surely, I'm kind of getting used to it. Like, I'm still not saying it's good because it's not good at all, but I'm getting used to it. I'm like, it's not bad. Like, it feels like it's gotten better. It does feel like it's gotten better since the beginning. So there's not that many obvious mistakes like there was before. So I'm like, you know what? I can live with this. I can live with it. It's cool. It's cool with me. But no, I'm with you, Lena. I think I'm gonna give it a 1.5 too. To be completely honest with you, I think I'm going to too, because this little piece of episode was, child, it was not given. Like, it was just, like it was just not cute.
Nope, absolutely not.
It was not given. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 1.5, 2. And yeah. Y'all, now apparently next week's episode is supposed to be a lot better. Because I watched the previews for it and I was like, I think when we talk about this episode, it is going to be a lot. I think we're gonna like next week's episode. I think we're gonna like it. So we shall see. We shall see.
However, aside from listening to us, if you want to watch something stupid, watch Bad Vegan on Netflix. I just finished that series yesterday, and I just have to say, I don't feel bad for her at all, and she's not a victim.
Oh, what is this?
Bad Vegan?
Bad Vegan, yeah. So it's kind of like, have you guys seen the Tinder Swindler? Obviously I'm a huge like true crime and that kind of fanatic, but yeah. Have you guys seen the Tinder Swindler?
No, but I believe you brought it up.
Oh, okay.
Wait. You did bring it up. I do remember you talking about it. Yes.
Oh, okay. So
I just never watched it.
No worries. You should. You really, 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 really should. It's like, you know what? Like, and don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, I'm not out here to be like, all the women are victims. All the women are gold diggers. No, I'm not like that at all. I feel like with the Tinder Swindler, he did swindle a lot of women out of money. And the thing that sucks about him now, like, apparently he's getting, like, he's being put on a pedestal for, like, I've been heard some rumors that Netflix giving him his own dating show. Apparently,
excuse me,
right? He didn't even serve like jail time. He only served like a couple months, and he got out of it. Like, it was just, and apparently now he's actually rich. He's dating some rich girl, like, or he's dating a model. Like, I just feel what pissed me off is that he actually got a better life because he swindled all these ladies, and because there's a Netflix show on him or a Netflix movie on him. So it's just sort of makes me like go, what the fuck? Like, how did this happen? You know, like all these poor women. Now, again, I'm not saying all of them actually deserved it. Some of them, I was kind of like, yeah, borderline. Nonetheless, no one deserves to be scammed. No one. It doesn't matter how it got there. Bottom line is, no one deserves to be dishonest too. You know, no one deserves like to be lied to, right? No one deserves any of that stuff, regardless of all the details within it. You know, I just feel like at the end of the day, to kind of purposely know that this is what you're doing and you're doing it without any guilt, it's just not right, you know? But regardless, like I said, regardless of what these women walked into or what they deserve or what they didn't deserve, he does not deserve what is being handed to him right now. And it's almost like he became the man for doing what he did. And it's sickening.
Wow. Now he became the man for like,
yeah,
basically swindling people. Like, kind of shit is that?
Right, exactly. And then of course all these women are still paying off their debt that they accumulated from essentially giving him, right? So it's just kind of sucks. And he was a genius in the Ponzi scheme that he ran, because the fact that he committed all these crimes in different countries, it wasn't a lot of money, like in each of these countries, but collectively it accumulated to a lot of money. But because each country had a different law, no one really cared to hold them accountable for it, because it was like such a small amount in comparison to the larger scheme of things.
That's really messed up.
Right? So much. Like, it is terrible. But in Bad Vegan, it's about this woman. Her name is Sarma. And I guess like essentially she was the start of the whole vegan lifestyle, right? Like, not that she started vegan lifestyle, but she was the one that introduced it in an upscale setting in New York City. And because she was so new and so ahead of her time, she actually became really famous for what she did. Celebrities were going to her restaurant, right? I think it was called Pure Kitchen or something like that. I can't remember the exact name. But anyhow, get this. Alex Baldwin was interested in her, had a crush on her, tweeted about it. They even exchanged number. When he was like, girl, I'm looking for a companion. She's like, oh, get a dog. And he's like, well, that's not the kind of companion I was looking for, but okay, I guess you're not interested, right? So right after she turns down Alex Baldwin, she ends up meeting this scammer, Shane Fox, which obviously was not really his name. And the whole bizarre things, I don't even know how to explain it to you. I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where. And essentially, he scammed her out of $1.7 million from her restaurant.
Damn.
Yep, from her restaurant. And when she, and it was like a 5-part like episode too. When the whole story was told, it was so dumb. Okay, so here's the breakdown from what I understand. She and her ex-husband wanted to open this upscale restaurant, right? So they found an investor named Jeffrey who funded them like, I think $2 million. Okay, cool. He does a lot of restaurants opening. He's good for the fun. So, and they had a really good relation. Like Sarma and him had a really good relationship. He trusted her. He never once questioned whether or not he was ever going to pay him back. And so essentially when she met Shane convinced her to wire him money so that he could essentially, like, apparently he like played off like he had money, whatever, right? And so ideally, the reason why I'm pausing so much because I'm trying to piece together what really happened, and it's still really confusing. But essentially, he convinced her to wire money to him, where then in turn he'll give it back to her a lot more. That would basically buy out the restaurant and pay back Jeffrey. However, the amount of money she essentially gave him, she could have just given it to Jeffrey and she would have paid off her debt because the debt was $2 million and she gave this man $1.7 million.
Wow.
So it's just sort of dumb where it's like, you let this guy convince you that he's going to turn your money to more money, but really the money that you've been giving him, you could have just given it to the investor that you actually owe the money to, and you would have paid off that debt like no problem. And you would not lost the restaurant, right? And then here's the fucked up thing. She has this dog named Leon, who obviously she adores. And, you know, I'm a pet person, so I'm all about it. Shane convinced her in a cult-like situation that he can make Leon immortal. And she believed that.
Wait, what?
Right? Like, what the actual fuck? So from that, he was all like, obviously, like, she's like, oh, what do you do for a living or whatever? So he led her on to believe that he was like CIA, Black Ops, like some top secret agency, whatever, like would disappear like 2-3 weeks at a time. And then randomly call him and be like, I need money, blah, blah, blah. Like, it was just so, the whole thing was just so fucking bizarre. And then he was pretending like he was literally Sam and Dean from Supernatural, where demons were hunting him and he's hunting demons and they are hunting him. Like, all kinds of things are hunting him. And I'm just like, and you believe this?
Wait.
This is wild.
Like,
wait, what?
So she convinces her that he can make her dog immortal and that there is a pool of money that will come back to her and that essentially will pay off her debt, which is so stupid because the amount of money she's been withdrawing from her business account to transfer to him, she could have just paid off like her investor like a long time ago. And then to have her dog be immortal, I'm sorry. It's not even a cult because it's literally just you, lady. Just you. It's not even like there's a group of followers. It's just you.
So, wait. What?
Right? Oh. So this, I don't even know where to begin. Like, this guy is just, Yeah. So that's the gist of the whole story, is that he convinced her that he's a hunter of all beings and that he's not even human, that she's so lucky to be in his presence because she's the only human he's ever chosen. Eye roll. You just can't see it.
Wow.
And she, I don't know. I don't know what it was about her. I don't know why she believed it. I don't know. I really don't know how, because at the end of the day, I can understand the Tinder swindler story where these ladies really convinced, like he really convinced these ladies that, they have a life together, right? Without the supernatural and the demons and the ghost hunting and the immortal stuff put aside. Like he was realistic of their future together, where this was just like a bizarre series of things where it's like, oh, you got to go to the house. You got to convince them to let you in. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to wire me money when I tell you so. You can't question it. It's a test. It's all a test. Like they're testing to see how, like, if you value money, like, I'm sorry, everyone values money because society puts value on money. You need money to get by. Like, I'm just saying. Yeah.
Wow.
So this obviously has gone way longer for our ending, but if you haven't seen it, I strongly suggest you watch it and be mind blown like I was. And then definitely DM me. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, no, child, don't be an idiot like any of these people, y'all.
No, do not. And do not. So at the end of it, she deserved everything that came her way. And I don't feel bad for her because that was just, what the heck? What the heck?
Child.
Like, the red flags were all there and you knew it because you told nobody about it. Nobody knew what was going on. Like, everyone kind of knew who this person was, but didn't know who this person was. And she was telling different people who he was to her. Like, one guy was like, I thought that was her cousin. And I'm like, wow. The fact that you're already lying about his identity to people, you already know something was up.
Wow.
That shit.
That was a mess of shit. But yeah, Bad Vegan. Check it out on Netflix, guys. Talk to me about it. I need friends that needs to know about this.
Child. Well, y'all go ahead and y'all talk to her about Bad Vegan. Child, and y'all let me know what y'all, if y'all like it. Leave it in the comment section if y'all done seen this show.
It's mind-blowing. But yeah. Oh, and also check up Worst Roommate Ever, and then you let me know when you want to roommate next.
Okay, so just go ahead and just tell everybody a whole bunch of just like reality TV shows, just so that the people can be like, okay.
Oh my god. I'm just trying to educate you all, be mindful. Don't do stupid things.
I just got done with the Real World New Orleans, or Homecoming New Orleans, which is like, that was so crazy because that was my first season of Real World back in 2000 when I was 10. I was way too young to be watching that.
Way too young.
And yeah, and then like to see them all come together again was insane. And one of the roommates is insane. Given real that white woman syndrome. Trying to blame a black cast member for hurting her when she got pissy drunk and was face planting into concrete, and then she going to say he hurt her. But other than that, it was very very fun to see those cast members again all these years later. And it was like the Real World was real reality TV compared to what we have now. So it was refreshing to see something like that again, where it's not so performative and like they're reading a script. So that's on Prime or no, that's on Paramount Plus. Anybody interested?
Okay.
Well,
You, Brennan, anything you want to tell listeners check out?
listen, honestly, to be truthfully honest with you, no. Not in terms of like reality TV. No, I don't really watch reality TV like that. Now I will say, if y'all do want to watch any other shows, I have been watching The Boys.
Yeah.
Oh God, me too. I'm behind on the last one, and I'm so upset that I'm behind on it. But I can't.
Don't tell me.
What's going on with my Prime account right now?
I'm not speeding because I know like there is like a weekly episode thing, so I'm not speeding. I've already watched 2 episodes, but I'm like taking my time. I'm rewatching too.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, this most recent episode 6, Orgasm, is disgusting. I just want everybody to know.
I can't wait to see it.
I tasted vomit a couple times while I was watching that episode. So I'm just letting y'all know it is a little nasty. Now, if anybody who have been watching The Boys, let me know what you think of this season so far. To me personally, I don't care for it. I don't care for this season.
This shit been wild.
Really?
I don't like this season. I genuinely don't. I do not like this season.
Okay, I'll have to get to where you're at for me to make a judgment because I'm only on like I think 2 episodes. Again, I'm not in a rush because I do the weekly thing, and I've just been catching up with the previous season. Like I've already seen it, but I'm rewatching it.
Now I do have to ask. So all of us have seen episode 1, right?
Yes.
I am still disgusted by that scene with Termite. I'm still disgusted. That is probably one of the Termite is the one who jumped into Wee Wee and sneezed and blew him in half.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! When that happened,
was crazy. The fact that he was inside of his thing and that made from pleasure.
When he goes, I want you inside me, I just thought the regular way, like the normal way. I was like, cute. They're getting it on, cute. And then he did that, and I was like, oh my god, something bad's gonna happen. I can just feel it. And then it happened, and I was like, wow.
I knew something bad was going to happen because instantly time, like before they even did it, they did a line of coke. And I said, they ain't in their right mind. I know that man going to die. I don't know how he going to die, but he going to die.
Oh,
because I'm like, they just did a line of coke. Oh yeah, they're not in their right mind. They on drugs. He going to die.
When he went tiny, I went, is either going to be up his butthole or in his little wee-wee. And I was like, oh no.
When he put his wiener on the table and you just seen like the front of it, I was like, oh my god.
That was horrible. Also, like, can we please talk about how disturbing that Nazi lady and like that dude was?
Oh my god.
I was like,
oh my
what?
god.
I was like,
hospital.
I was like, can she even feel it? Like, is she even moving, or is he just like putting her hand there? Like, what is happening right now?
Like, he was literally screwing her hand. I'm like, what is happening?
How the fuck he get? Oh god!
Like, why are you screwing this lady's hand? Like, what is wrong with you? Oh god, this show is so effing weird, and I'm just like, I am over it. I'm not even gonna hold you. I am over it. Like, I do not like this season. I genuinely don't. I don't like it, y'all. Like, it's just one of those things. I'm just like, I could have had a VH because this season is like, I'm not gonna hold you, like, because they literally said we're gonna up the ante with the violence. It's gonna be more bloodier than ever. And normally when shows pitch it like that, instantly I start getting worried. Because I'm like, oh, so y'all gonna start trying to be nasty for no reason. Got it. And I do kind of feel like some of those deaths in this show so far Well, I'm all the way on episode 6, so I know I'm ahead of y'all. But like, I do feel like a lot of the deaths in the show has just been just disgusting. I'm just like, why? Like, why? Like, it's just, oh God, like it's just, it's like, this is just too much for me. It's too much, just too much. So, but of course, y'all know me because obviously I was the dumbass who sat here and watched Ninja Steel, knowing doggone well I hated it. So once I start something, I'm gonna keep watching it until I finish it. So, you know, that's just who I am. I can't stop in the middle of something if I start it. So, yeah, I'm gonna finish it, but we shall revisit these conversations later because I do want to hear other people's opinions if they do watch these shows or whatever. I do want to know what people think. Honestly, I really do.
Yeah,
I want to know what people think.
I'm very curious too. Like, I'm surprised that this season is not given. So that's very interesting because, like, where I'm at, I'm still okay with it, and I'm not surprised that the boys are getting violenter and like whatever, just because it is the boys. Like, Homelander just needs to be stopped. That is
no, like Homelander, yo, like, and that's another thing about this season too. Like, and I'm like, he's like off his rocker. Like, he is like literally,
he doesn't give a fuck anymore
at all, and it's like it's scarily starting to feel like I know the show is Canadian. But I'm like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's shot in Toronto.
Yeah.
I did not know
The
that.
Boys is Canadian. I'm like,
but they pretend like they're in New York or wherever all the time.
Yeah. They pretend they're here, but it's definitely it's Canadian.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I know it's Canadian and all, but I'm like, y'all making fun of us, and I'm kind of low.
Yes, I actually, that is one of my favorite things about it. They're making fun of, well, and
they're making fun of
making
Americans.
fun of it, and they're also like bringing attention to things. Like they're talking about things, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and like I love the idea of one thing that I'm glad they are leaning in on this season is just the fact that they are definitely they're definitely honing in on a lot of social issues and how celebrities participate in social issues. I really love that. Like, I'm like, I was waiting for that to happen in this show, and they did it with a certain character that I'm like, this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect because I was waiting to see how they would do something like this. And they did it. And I'm like, wow, this is exactly what I thought was going to happen. You know, and I'm thoroughly enjoying. I am enjoying that. I will say I am enjoying that. But other than that, there are just certain things in this show that I'm just like, I could take it or leave it, and more than likely leave it. Like, I'm like, it's not given for me. Like, overall, it's like, okay, I guess. And also, too, I feel like a main character is gonna die. I don't know which one, but I feel like somebody's gonna die. So I'm also throwing that out there too. I can feel it in my spirit. Somebody gonna die.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's not the boys without someone more of the main characters dying.
Like, I'm like, I don't know which one it is. Like, I feel like it's gonna be Mother's Milk. I don't know why. I feel it in my spirit.
Don't say that.
You know what I don't get?
Do.
I think Frenchie.
His name, I don't get his name. I don't get his name at all.
I don't either.
I don't.
I actually was just thinking about that the other day.
Yeah. I was like, why is this?
Like, why do y'all call this man Mother's Milk?
No, it's not that why y'all call him. It's like, why does he want to be called Mother's Milk?
Right. Like, I would certainly not want to be called Mother's Milk. Like, don't call me that.
Like, he was one. Like, I remember because I rewatched season 1. I'm like, why did he call himself that? Like, I'm so confused.
Child, He probably confused why anybody else would call him that dumbass name and just probably kept it.
Oh my god!
It's like y'all can keep calling me that. I don't know why y'all call me that anyway, but y'all can keep calling me that because that name is dumb. That's a very dumb name. But I know there are certain characters who are going to be safe. I like Butcher, obviously.
Butcher also needs to pass. Like he's off his rocker too.
Butcher needs his ass kicked, but like he really needs.
He's
that's all I'm gonna say.
Much like again, I don't know what's happening, but based on what I do know, like he's just too much, and I don't know why he's so against like children in general. Like he's like, I don't want to produce another one of me. Like I've already seen me, and I'm just like, how do you even know? Like, how are you so confident in yourself that this child's gonna be just like you?
Child, listen.
That man is extremely traumatized. He has issues.
Like major issues. But it was just the way he talked to that child. No, I wanted to punch him dead in his shit.
He did. He's trying to I feel like he's trying to not create too much of a bond with him because he knows that if something happens, it'll destroy him. And I think he also wants to keep the kids safe. He's not going about it the right way, obviously. But I think that was a strategic thing.
But the thing is, you also have to not remember, like, the kid doesn't understand that. The kid just knows that, like, you were his mother's husband.
Right. So and he trusts you more than he trusts
Homelander.
That psychopath.
Right?
Yeah. He's not emotionally mature either. Like,
he's not. Like, he's a child. You know, so it's like I don't know. Like I just feel like Butcher needs to understand that he's still a child. And if you do want him to turn out well or decent or even remotely better than you, piece of shit, and Homelander's piece of shit.
I mean, you just said it, he's a piece of shit. And he knows he's a piece of shit.
But the kid doesn't know that. He can do better for the child. He doesn't have to be a piece of shit. But he's choosing to be. That's the difference. He was not a piece of shit when he was around Becca. If anything, Becca made him a better man.
Facts.
He's choosing to be. He could choose to be a better man for this child, for Becca.
I agree.
Die trying to save the child.
When Becca was alive, he was not like, he wasn't that bad. But as soon as she died, and I mean, I'm pretty sure also it's the trauma of the fact that he lost his love again.
Right.
After finding her and finding out that she was raped by Homelander. It's like, okay, I finally find out that she's alive, and then only to lose her again. I'm sure that's traumatic. But also, it's like, damn, that child ain't got nothing to do with that though. Right. Like you ain't got to take that shit out on the baby.
And then, you know what, to be fair though, Butcher did believe in his bones that Becca was still alive because that's why he kept looking for her.
Yeah.
He knew. I don't think there was a bone in his body that knew she was dead. He knew she was alive. Even though everyone was telling him that like she was gone, he was like, no, she's out there and I'm gonna find her. And he did. He did.
Only to lose her again.
But again, because like the fact that, the child's involved and Homelander's involved, and we all know when Homelander's involved, all hell breaks loose.
Right. Which was so sad because I was really rooting for her. I did not want his wife to die. I was like, no.
Yeah.
And the little boy was like, it was me. It's my fault. I'm like, oh God, no.
I was really
no.
And then, oh my God, just because I just rewatched it, how fucked up was season 2 when after he killed that blonde lady, I don't even know her name.
And I forgot her name too.
Madeline, I think. And he decided to get the body shifter to like be her at a casket. Like, I was just like, what the shit is this?
First of all, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, Homelander is a little freak. Like, I thought he was about to fuck himself. I thought he was too. I ain't gonna hold you. I just knew. I was like, are you about to fuck yourself? Like, I mean, I wouldn't put it past Homelander to do that. I really wouldn't. Like,
he's a menace.
So, but yes, if y'all are watching The Boys or any of the shows that we talked about, please let us know. We would love to hear your opinions. You know, and then we may even share them on the show. So just let us know what shows you're watching, and we will definitely talk about it.
Absolutely.
All right, and so with that being said, my name
we went so far off topic. Oh my god!
But I was gonna add that, like, if you all like this little segment of ours, we can keep it short and add a little bit of like, this is what we've been watching. So let us know.
All right. Well, hey, you know, let us know. Let us know in the comment section. Let us know well, pretty much wherever. Because I mean, whether it's YouTube, SoundCloud, or any place where you can leave comments.
We'll find you.
Let us know.
Yeah,
and you know, we'll read them. But anywho, my name is Brandon.
My name is Lena.
And my name is Will.
And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.